YouTube. It's BSC. We're back at it again with another reaction video. And so today we got a recommendation, or not a recommendation, we got a request.
Yeah,
so we got how
the universe is way bigger than you think. For some reason, you guys like this space shit. I mean, like, I can't even, like, front. This shit is entertaining. Like,
I mean, you learn a lot from it, but
size
like
comparisons and all that.
Hey, bro, before we start, bro, make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. If you guys got anything you want us to react to, our social will be in the description down below. You can also hit us up in the comment section, and we'll get to your shit as soon as possible.
Yeah, man. Let's see some more mind-blowing shit.
Hey, hold on.
This is a real-life lore video made possible by Squarespace. Make your next move with a beautiful website from Squarespace. This is
Free
Earth.
sponsorship.
You live here on this planet somewhere, and everything that you've ever known is
I like that
located
animated
right here.
shit better, but
just how small exactly is Earth when compared to the scale of the entire universe? Let's start by zooming out to where we can see our nearest cosmic neighbor, the Moon. You may think that the Moon is very close to Earth since it dominates our night skies, but in reality the Moon isn't this close to our planet, it's actually about this far away. 384,400 kilometers away from you right now on average. You could fit 30 entire Earths in between this distance, and if you somehow were able to drive a car at a constant 100 kilometers per hour speed, it would take you about 160 days to drive the entire distance. Despite this incredible distance, however, 12 humans have actually set foot here, representing the furthest away that any individual human has ever been away from the Earth, and one of humanity's greatest achievements. This is what the Earth would look like from there if you were standing there with them, and if you wanted to communicate with somebody back at home, it would take a message about 2.5 seconds to travel between you and them, since that's how fast the speed of light can travel at. This is a photo that was taken on Mars, and that tiny dot that you see there is Earth as seen from the Martian surface. On average, Mars is an incredible 225 million kilometers away from Earth, but that distance can be as high as 401 million kilometers. That means that whenever humanity finally gets around to landing a human on the planet, that person will be 986 times further away from Earth than the astronauts who landed on the Moon were. In addition, the time delay for sending a message from Mars back to Earth isn't just 2.5 seconds, it's actually more like 20 minutes each direction, which would render instant communication in the event of an emergency impossible. When we zoom out even further away, we can find the Voyager 1 space probe, which is the furthest away man-made object from Earth. It is currently located 138 AUs from the Earth. AU meaning astronomical unit, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun, which means that Voyager 1 is 138 times further away from us than the Sun is. At some point on its long voyage, Voyager 1 turned its camera around and took this photograph. It may not look like much at first, but in my opinion, this is the greatest single photograph ever taken in all of human history. This tiny pale blue dot is Earth, and I don't think that anybody has ever said something as amazing about this as Carl Sagan when he said, "If you look at it, you see a dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever lived out their lives. The aggregate of all our joys and sufferings. Thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and every forager. Every hero and coward. Every creator and destroyer of civilizations. Every king and every peasant. Every young couple in love. Every hopeful child. Every mother and every father. Every inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. Voyager 1 is currently traveling at 17 kilometers every single second, but even at that speed, it won't break out of the reach of our solar system for another 30,000 years. Once we go beyond the solar system, we arrive in our interstellar neighborhood. Here we shift to the light-year unit of measurement, which is the distance that light travels in a full Earth year, or about 9.461 trillion kilometers. The star Proxima Centauri here is the closest other star to us other than our Sun, but it's still 4.24 light-years away from us. To put that into
That's our
perspective,
closest
if
star?
it was heading in the right direction, it would still take Voyager 1 over 70,000 years to reach it. In other words, if you drove your car at 100 kilometers an hour like in our previous example to the moon, it would take over 6 times longer than the entire age of the universe is just to finally get
God
there,
damn.
and it wouldn't even exist still when you arrived. When we zoom out even further, we can see the entire Milky Way galaxy, inside of which Earth is located right here. This yellow dot is the furthest extent of humanity's radio broadcasts throughout history, which means that any possible aliens who live outside of this range are totally unaware of humanity's presence. It's complete silence outside of this yellow dot as far as we are currently aware, but the entire galaxy spans over 100,000 light years from end to end. There are over 100 billion stars and over 100 billion planets inside of our galaxy. But you have never seen the full glory of the galaxy at night, because 99% of the stars that you can see with the naked eye are limited to this small, tiny region right here. But even this massive galaxy is nothing compared to the rest of what's out there. Zooming out even further and we arrive at the local group of galaxies, a collection of 54 different galaxies that is about 10 million light years across. But zooming out even further and we can see the Virgo supercluster, of which the local group here is just a tiny segment of. There are at least 100 other groups of galaxies just like our own local group inside of here, and the distance from one side to the other is a mind-numbing 110 million light years. But even the massive Virgo supercluster is nothing but a quiet and tiny lobe of the great Laniakea supercluster, an enormous structure that is home to our galaxy as well as 100,000 other galaxies. The distance from one side to the other is 520 million light years, but from even there we can zoom out all the way to the entire observable universe and see that even the titanic Laniakea supercluster is just a tiny and insignificant part of everything. This is the observable universe, and it contains everything that we know of. It is home to at least 2 trillion different and individual galaxies, which together contain more stars than there are grains of sand on the entire Earth. The distance from Earth to any side of the observable universe is 46.5 billion light years, which means that the entire width is 93 billion light years across. What's perhaps even more interesting, however, is what actually lies beyond the observable universe. Keep in mind that the observable universe is all that we can currently see, and it's entirely possible that the rest of the universe outside of it is vastly larger and more fantastic than we can possibly ever imagine. We simply don't know what else is out there, because the light from these incredibly distant places has not yet had enough time in the universe's history to reach us yet back on Earth, and the light from some places may never reach us at all. Because some parts of space very far away from Earth are expanding away from us faster than the speed of light, that means that the light from these places will never, in an infinite amount of time, reach Earth. Meaning that even if humanity is eternal and exists forever, there will still be an unknown number of places in the universe that we will never know about or ever see. So, it is very likely that as unbelievably enormous as it seems, the observable universe is just a tiny slice of what we can currently see of the entire universe. According to the theory of cosmic inflation that was proposed by Dr. Alan Guth, if it is assumed that cosmic inflation began at 10 to the negative 37th of a second after the Big Bang, and with the assumption that the size of the universe before inflation began was equal to its age times the speed of light, then this would seem to suggest that at the present day, the entire universe is 150 sextillion times larger than the observable universe. That number, for reference, looks like this, with this many zeros. Let this number sink in for just a moment. This would be similar to you thinking that the entire observable universe, everything that you could see, was the size of a light bulb, but then realizing that in reality the entire universe is larger than the form.
You heard what he said?
What?
After that sextillion shit, bro. He said, like, you see the little light bulb you seen?
Mm-hmm.
That's the observable universe, my guy.
Okay.
Right? That light bulb. Like,
right.
We have a light bulb. Yeah, see that light bulb up there?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call it, the universe, meaning that that's the universe that we could see.
Okay.
Right? And like it's hard to explain to you, my guy. Like,
what are you talking? Just explain it, bro.
No, because the light bulb is the observable universe, right?
Okay.
And fucking everything else, my guy. Everything else.
Everything else out of that shit is what we don't know about. Basically,
it's basically the whole universe.
Okay.
Including the observable universe.
All right.
So that light bulb is the observable universe that we can see.
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of bullshit we're not seeing.
Exactly. That's basically what you just said.
Is that not crazy to you?
It is fucking crazy because there's hella shit we don't know about. But you know what's even more crazy?
What?
See, all the shit he's just talking about we know, right?
Yeah.
But we don't even know what's in the deepest part of the sea. Stay tuned, guys. Our next video. Oh man, this shit. Hey, we still got some time to go on this. I'm gonna click it.
Yeah, click it.
Planet of Pluto. Imagine a light bulb in the center of Pluto, but we inside the light bulb were totally unaware that Pluto existed outside of it, and that's a similar situation to this. We are all so unbelievably small, but you shouldn't worry, because all that means is that there is so much left out there for us to discover together. This video was made possible by Squarespace. If you're wanting to create a new website for your next project...
Bro.
Yeah, man, like, this shit, like, what do we expect, bro? Every time we fucking do a space video, they get some shit that just blows your mind.
Bro, like,
so,
like, I can't get over, like, that light bulb theory, though. Like, fucking, the light bulb is the observable universe, and everything else is basically inside of Pluto. I thought it was bigger. I thought it was gonna be the size of the actual observable universe, but I guess not, bro.
But like I said, man, like, we know all this shit, but we don't know what's in our seas, bro. But I mean, next video, basically,
that's the sea shit, bro.
We're about to see what's in like the deepest parts that we fucking discovered.
What if like in the seas, bro? Because some people debunk this shit, but like they say, you know how these people back in the past and shit, they believe in like the Kraken and all that. Those weird animals, the Kraken, mermaids.
But like, I'm not saying Kraken is real, but you, like, if they really discovered some bullshit in there, you would never know. Like, we really don't know what the fuck is in the oceans.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if that shit was actually real?
The Kraken?
Yeah.
But then it just lives in water.
But it lives in a place like we've never discovered before. That maybe some of those old people back in those old times
seen it.
Yeah, crossed by.
That's a possibility, to be honest. Like, now these are just theories, though.
The only thing the only theory that doesn't make sense to me is the fucking mermaids, bro. Why? Why does that shit make sense to me? It's basically a human person.
Yeah, the person fish thing. Yeah, that don't make sense. But maybe
the Kraken, it's an oversized fucking octopus that we've never discovered before.
Let me tell you this about mermaids, though. What if like mermaids were like just creature things that were just animated to look more kid friendly, but they were like fishes with like more humanoid bodies with tails? Imagine that.
It could also be like, you know, apes.
Ape fishes?
No, I mean, like kind of like, imagine like there's different species of apes, right?
Okay.
Maybe it's like some type of fucking
aquatic ape.
Yeah, like an ape that evolved into the water.
Possible. I just feel like we never know, bro. Like, we only know 5% of what's in that shit.
Because people say like, as humans, we evolved from fucking apes. I don't believe that shit, but like, it could be true.
But yeah, man, we're kind of getting too much into the video that we're about to do. So
anyway, yeah, bro, make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You guys got anything you want us to react to, hit us up on social, which will be in the description down below. You can also hit us up in the comment section, and we'll get to your shit as soon as possible.
Yeah, man.